163. Which of the following are encapsulation protocols that can be used on a serial link for a Cisco router? Select all that apply. A. IPX. B. PPP. C. PPTP. D. HDLC. E. RIP. Answer. B. PPP. D. HDLC. You can configure the serial interfaces of a Cisco router for either the HDLC encapsulation protocol or the PPP protocol. 165. You wish to enable the fast Ethernet port on the router. What command would you use? A. R1, config if. #undo shutdown. B. R1, config if. #enable. C. R1, config if. #no shutdown. D. R1, config if. #no disable. Answer. C. R1, config if. #no shutdown. In order to enable an interface on a Cisco device, you must use the no shutdown command when at the interface prompt. 166. Which of the following Layer 2 protocols are supported encapsulation protocols on the serial link of a Cisco device? Select 2. A. PPP. B. RIP. C. OSPF. D. HDLC. Answer. A. PPP. D. HDLC. PPP and HDLC are Layer 2 protocols used on a serial link. PPP is an industry standard protocol and should be used when connecting heterogeneous environments, whereas HDLC is used only when connecting Cisco devices together. 168. When looking at the interface Fast Ethernet 0/1 command, what is the port number for the interface? A. 0. B. 1. C. 2. D. 3. Answer. B. 1. The syntax to reference an interface is first the type of interface, followed by the slot port. In this example, the Fast Ethernet 0/1 is referencing slot 0, but the interface is 1. 169. In a point-to-point serial link between two routers, which router sets the clock rate? A. AUI. B. DTE. C. BNC. D. DCE. Answer. DDCE. The router with the data communication equipment, DCE, end of the point-to-point serial link is responsible for setting the clock rate. Note that when connecting your router to the WAN environment, this is usually done at the ISP because the ISP is the host to the DCE and you are the data terminal equipment, DTE, in the ISP scenario. 170. Which of the following are additional commands needed to configure a serial interface over what is needed when configuring an Ethernet interface? You are configuring the DCE device on a serial link. Select all that apply. A. Clock rate 64,000. B. Description WAN link. C. Encapsulation HDLC. D. IP address DHCP. Answer. A. Clock rate 64,000. C. Encapsulation HDLC. When configuring a serial interface that acts as the DCE device, you need to provide the encapsulation protocol and the clock rate. 171. After disabling the serial interface using the shutdown command, which of the following represents the output displayed on the console as a result of your action? A. Serial 0/0 is administratively down. Line protocol is administratively down. B. Serial 0/0 is down. Line protocol is down. C. Serial 0/0 is administratively down. Line protocol is down. D. Serial 0/0 is down. Line protocol is administratively down. Answer. C. Serial 0/0 is administratively down. line protocol is down. Because the serial port has been shut down by the administrator, the first part of the status will display as serial 0/0 is administratively down. The second part, which is associated with the Layer 2 protocol on the link, will say line protocol down because if the link is not up, the protocol cannot be up. 172. What command do you use on the interface to assign an IP address to the interface automatically via DHCP? A. R1, config, #IP address DHCP. B. R1, config, #IP DHCP address. C. R1, config if, #IP DHCP address. D. R1, config if, #IP address DHCP. Answer: DR1, config if, #IP address DHCP. In order to assign an IP address to an interface via DHCP, you use the IP address command but pass in the word DHCP as a parameter instead of an actual IP address. 173. Which of the following commands would you use to change the hostname on the router? A. Router greater than hostname R1. B. Router, config if, #hostname R1. C. Router #hostname R1. D. Router, config, #hostname R1. Answer: D. Router, config, #hostname R1. In order to change the hostname of the router, you must be in global configuration mode and use the hostname command. 174. Which of the following password types are encrypted in the configuration by default? A. Enable password. B. Enable secure password. C. Enable secret. D. Enable encrypted password. Answer: C. Enable secret. The enable secret is an encrypted password within the configuration files by default. 175. You are at the following prompt. What command would you type first to change the name of the router? Router, config if, A. Hostname. B. Exit. C. Disable. D. Enable. Answer: B. Exit. You would first need to exit from the interface prompt to go back to global configuration mode and then use the hostname command to change the name of the router.